everyone. Welcome to another edition of In the Dugout. I'm Kaley Budnik, joined by UCF head baseball coach Terry Rooney. Coach, another successful week. You went 4 for 5 and outscored your opponents by an outstanding combined 45 to 16 runs. The middle of your lineup were really swinging the bats well, and your starting pitchers went fairly deep in each inning and with really strong performances. Can you give us a little breakdown on the performances this week, throughout the past week?
Yeah, I mean, certainly to win 4 or 5 during the week was great. Kind of go through the week a little bit. Obviously, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I thought we swung the bats very well and had a lot of different pitchers throw in the middle of the week, and they did a nice job. Obviously, going into Southern Miss, great place to play, tough place to play. They do an outstanding job there, great program, great team. And Friday night, I mean, we lost 1-0 in 14 innings. What a game. I mean, what a college baseball game. It was just that's what you get a lot of times. I mean, on Friday night in big-time college baseball, I mean, you're going to get close games, and both pitchers for both teams did a great job. And to the credit, obviously, of the Southern Miss pitcher, their starting pitcher was outstanding, and Brian Atkins was outstanding for us. Just went back and forth, and they got one more big hit than us. But it was a great game. I was really most proud of this week is how the guys responded after Friday. I thought we played very well on Saturday and Sunday. To lose a Friday night game, and especially the way we lost on Friday, I mean, 14 innings, almost a 4-hour game, couldn't get the big hit, and that was an emotional game. When you play 14 innings and not scoring a run, I mean, you're pushing and you're pressing, you're doing everything you can mentally and physically to get a run. Every pitcher that goes out there is trying to put up a 0. So that was a draining, exhausting game. It really was for the kids. And then to bounce back and do what they did on Saturday and Sunday, for me, just shows the resiliency in this group. If you're able to do that, number one, we always talk about here, you don't have losing streaks. And you don't have losing streaks if you learn from what you did. And we made a few adjustments, from Friday night as a team from a mental preparation standpoint. First of all, again, the guy was really good, so give Southern Miss credit. But we need to make a few adjustments, and we did. And kind of our theme on Saturday and Sunday was to come out with something to prove, and the guys played that way, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they accomplished.
Garrett US has been a really strong pitcher for you coming out of the bullpen. However, he had his first career start against Bethune-Cookman on Wednesday. Can you talk a little about Garrett's progress throughout the year?
Yeah, Garrett's done a great job for us. I think he's really, so far, he's kind of found that niche in those middle innings. I wanted to give Garrett the start. He earned it. Obviously earlier in the week, it was going to be limited, the amount of pitches he threw, because I knew we were going to need him this weekend. But he did a great job, and I think that Garrett's got a little bit of everything. He's got a couple different pitches. He's got a very good fastball. But Garrett, for a young guy, has got a very good poise on the mound. And he's got that pitch or two that's an out pitch that allows him to get out of jams. There's a lot of young pitchers in the country who have good stuff. They may have a good live arm and a good frame and maybe even a good breaking ball or changeup, but they don't have that out pitch. And what I mean by that is, when you get in the middle of games, you can have the best stuff. But when you're in a jam, you got to have something you can go to as a knockout pitch. And Garrett, I think has 2 knockout pitches, so he's got a very bright future here. And not only future, I mean, he's a main contributor for us right now.
Ben Lively was pretty solid this week as well. You got to feel good about your pitching strength with your weekend rotation and then throwing in Ben Lively, Garrett US, and even Eric Skoglund.
Well, there's no question. I mean, our pitching is doing a very good job. I think we got an ERA under 3 right now, but we got a long way to go. But so far, they've done a pretty good job. This past weekend, I said it last week when we met, the number one goal pitching-wise was for our starting pitchers to go deep into games, and we challenged our guys. We have to do it. I mean, our bullpen has been, everybody knows our bullpen has been one of the strengths of our team. I mean, from the 6th inning on, numerous guys have done great jobs for us. So it's very important that our starters kind of take the burden off them a little bit, give them a little bit of a break, and go deep into games. And our guys did that. Obviously Brian went 7 on Friday. Matulis got us into the 6th on Saturday, and Ray, got us through the 7th. Got us into the 7th, obviously on Sunday. So that's important that our starting pitchers continue to go deep.
Your team notched a season leading with 8 steals against Southern Miss on Saturday. Did you go into the game wanting to be more aggressive on the bases on Saturday?
We did. I think, obviously, after not scoring a run on Friday, we needed to be aggressive, period, and I think that was a big thing for us. And, I felt like Friday, We needed to maintain the aggressive, offensive approach we try to take, on the offense. And, we're not going to be, we talk about a lot, we'll gamble on offense, but we're not going to gamble on defense. We're very conservative in the way we do things defensively. And, I just want to play the game on defense. And on offense, I feel like, we've talked about it, I feel like we've got one of the best offenses in the country. We've got a balance. We've got some guys that can drive the ball out of the yard, and we've got some guys that can run. Also and steal some bases. So I think on Saturday we didn't want to wait. We wanted to play with, as I call it, kind of a little bit of an edge, something to prove. Really, we want to play something to prove, and it's kind of where we are like right now with our season. Yes, we've got 30 wins, and the kids are doing a great job. They really are, but we haven't done anything yet. We haven't. We haven't qualified for the Conference USA tournament. We got a long way to go, and our goal is to be playing a lot longer than the regular season. But in order to do that, we have to keep playing well. And every single day when we show up, we got to have the attitude of playing with something to prove. In baseball, that's the beauty of baseball. Anybody can do anything on any given day, and we got to show up every single day with something to prove.
I read a really interesting statistic this weekend that prior to this year, UCF has never won consecutive Conference USA series, but this year you've won all your conference series, even when you were in the hole at the beginning of the weekend. What do you think the difference maker this year is?
Well, I think it's a couple of things. I think number one, we've got really good players. Obviously, and we've had really good players here. But I think in order to win these kind of games, you got to have great talent, and we've got great talent, and we've got great players, and we've got a group of kids that are playing together. And just as important, if not the most important, they're committed to this team. And they're committed for us reaching the highest level of college baseball. But I think the second thing is experience. There's nothing that can replace that. The biggest thing that I said to our guys, and we talked about at the beginning of the year, that I hope we learned from last year by getting, last year we got back in the top 25. We went to an NCAA regional. The number one thing as a coach you hope you learn from that is what it takes to get there. As a coach, for the first 2 or 3 years, we were preaching, this is what it takes. This is why each game matters. This is why you got to play well on Tuesday. This is why this is called Championship Sunday. You're trying to instill, how you get to the postseason. And last year, we got to the postseason. So I think the kids now understand. They understand more of what you're telling them. They understand, listen, this is why you got to win Tuesday. This is why you got to win one-run games, because there's a big difference between having, 32 wins and 38 wins and 43 wins and 42 wins. There's a lot of different things. So the kids get it. They understand it. They show up every day now, prepared, because they do understand, the bigger picture at the end of the day.
I've asked you in previous weeks, but I got to know who stood out this week and earned the title Beast of the Week.
The Beast of the Week this week is Ryan Breen. Ryan Breen is our Beast of the Week. He will be wearing the T-shirt, which was debuted last week, right, with Ronnie. Ronnie wore the T-shirt last week. So Ryan Breen gets it this week. Well deserved. Breener is definitely the Beast of the Week for our team. Not only for what Breener did statistically, but the way he caught. That guy caught 3 games this week. He caught 14 innings on Friday, and then turns right around and catches 9 innings on Saturday and catches 9 innings again on Sunday. Not easy. Not easy no matter where you are. Not easy in that environment. Not easy with that kind of weather. And he was the epitome of our Beast of the Week this week. So deservingly so for Ryan.
Very well deserved. You're taking on a 3-game series against Tulane and a game Tuesday against Florida Atlantic. Can you give us your thoughts on how to get the wins in these games?
Well, we got to play well. That's how you get the wins. You got to play better than the other guy. We say it all the time. It's not the team that's the most talented. It's the team that plays the best. That's something I've talked to our kids a lot about. We've got great talent. I feel like our talent can match up with virtually anybody in the country, any team in the country. That's how talented we are. That doesn't mean anything. You've got to play better than the other team on that given day, and that's where the preparation, the attitude, the something to prove mentality, comes. And I don't apologize for that. I want our kids playing with emotions. I want our kids playing with an edge, and we're going to show up every day and hopefully play a certain way, win or lose. And we're playing 2 great teams. I'll tell you what, FAU is a great team, a great program. We've got I think there's such a mutual respect between these teams and the coaching staffs. Coach McCormick down there is a good friend of mine. They're having a great year. They're in first place in the Sun Belt Conference. And, I really like playing FAU. I really do, and I think they would say the same thing, because those guys are great guys, and it's just 2 teams that have great respect for each other. Both teams play hard. Both teams have good players. They get along, but it's a fierce competition. I really like playing FAU, and I really have a lot of respect for all of those kids on that team and those coaches. So you got to play well. That's all there is to it. Going to Tulane, another great challenge. I mean, back-to-back weekends on the road for us. Back to New Orleans again. We flew in there to Southern Miss. So obviously we've got a great challenge. They're going to have a big crowd there. They're having a great year. I know they've got 3 very good starting pitchers. Their offensive numbers this year are a lot better. They got some guys that can run, they can hit. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. But our focus right now, is just on FAU. As soon as the game's over against FAU, no matter what happens, we turn our full attention to Tulane. It's very important, though, to me, that we play well this week. We're going into exams next week. There's no midweek games next week, until Memphis. So we need to continue to keep this momentum in playing well Tuesday and obviously taking us into Tulane this weekend. This is a big series for us to go back-to-back weekends on the road. So
we wish you the best of luck. Come on out and support your Knights Tuesday as they take on FAU at 6:30 here at J. Bergman Field. I'm Kaley Budnik with UCF head baseball coach Terry Rooney for another edition of In the Dugout.